Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Welcome to the Spring 2015 distribution ceremony for the Piqua Community Foundation. I am Steve Staley. I'm a board member of the foundation and also the distribution chairman. I think all of you know Karen Wendland, but she is the executive director of the Piqua Community Foundation, and she does everything in the office, as you probably know from talking and dealing with her. So we owe her a huge debt of gratitude because she's energetic, enthusiastic. She will communicate with you on what needs to be done to completely fill out an application if it hasn't been completed correctly the first time around, and that's of great benefit. And this is just one small part of her job that she does throughout the year for the foundation. Many of you may be aware we just finished our major fundraiser, which is Cakes for a Cause, and that eats up a lot of her time as well. And by the way, it was a very successful fundraiser, and for those of you that were involved, thank you. I'd like also to let you know the distribution committee is comprised of 3 foundation board members, Dan Raymer, Nancy Johnston, and me, and 3 people from the community, Jim Oda, Bev Pratt, and Dr. Mike Tinkler. And Karen sits on the committee also in an ex officio capacity. We also need to thank the YWCA and Lisa Baker for her gracious acceptance of allowing us to use the room today, and we appreciate that opportunity. A little bit of background on the foundation. It's been in existence 22 years now, and for 21 years we have been making distributions from the community fund, and many of you might recognize that also as the unrestricted fund. And in those 21 years we've given back to the community in excess of $850,000. And that's just from the unrestricted fund. That doesn't incorporate or include any of the funds that may have been distributed through specific funds going towards scholarships primarily. At the end of 2014, the total asset value of the Piqua Community Foundation was in excess of $8.5 million. So we believe in a 22-year period, as foundations go, community foundations go, we're very young, and these are really extraordinary numbers in that short period of time. Much of that success goes out to people like you in this room, and I mention it in that sense because the Community Foundation accepts donations from individuals, and typically individuals are a huge part of how the Community Foundation grows. And I mention that only because by virtue of all of you or your organizations, and we have your names individually, you'll receive a solicitation letter from us at the end of the year. We have an annual fundraising campaign, and if you are so inclined to become a participant in the Piqua Community Foundation, we would encourage you to do so. You can join the inner circle and possibly even go to a life trustee. So that's how the fund has grown over the years, and if any of you are so inclined, you'll have that opportunity. So that's part of my advertisement for the day for the Piqua Community Foundation. Today's purpose, obviously, is to honor all of you and recognize the nonprofit organization for which you represent or the school system, and to congratulate you and thank you for the great job that you do for our community and our students. We believe that the Piqua Community Foundation, in a very small way, albeit a positive way, that we assist each and every one of the organizations and schools to be able to continue with the good works that you're doing, both in helping individuals in the community and students, and both young and old throughout the city. So we applaud you for the efforts that you do for the Piqua community and the surrounding area, and want to recognize that today with the granting of a check to support your program. The way the rest of the afternoon works is really very simple. Karen has been kind enough to prepare a statement or a narrative, if you will, a 1 or 2 paragraph narrative of the organization that's receiving the grant today, give you a little bit of background. I'll identify who's accepting the grant, ask you to come forward. We'll hand a check to you and you can return to your seat. We aren't asking for any of you to make a public statement today. I will say the public statement that we will make will be afterwards, and we'd ask you to stay around for just a couple of minutes and we'll have a group picture. That won't take long. You're going to notice that as we hand out these grants, I'm going to read quite a bit of the paragraph. So bear with me and forgive me for having to look down to my notes, but it's been graciously written by Karen, and I want to do it justice for your organizations as far as what you're doing and the good works. So with that, we will begin. We have 2 mini grants for this spring session, and we'll begin with those. The Piqua Catholic School educates the whole child, entrusted to its care both academically and spiritually by promoting learning, self-discipline, and respect for God and others. The first mini grant today will help to fund Piqua Catholic's Center for Early Learning, and the center welcomes families interested in providing their children with plenty of opportunities to explore, create, imagine, and play within a nurturing, joyful, and Christ-centered environment. And the grant will help provide exercise room equipment, and Jenny Smith, the director of the Center for Early Learning, is accepting the grant today. You're welcome. Congratulations. The Piqua Fire Department staff must constantly train on a wide variety of skills, and they are constantly looking for new ideas to help accomplish this training. Their mini grant today will provide funding to allow them to construct a portable training simulator that will make it possible to accomplish an unlimited number of life-saving drills at the fire station while they're on duty. Representing the firefighters today are Chief Rendler and Rhonda Mextroff. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you.
That. Thank you.
Congratulations. Okay, we're going to move on now to our standard grants. The Give Medical Ministry of the New Path loans durable medical equipment to individuals that have a disability need but do not have the adequate financial resources to provide the equipment. They are able to enhance the individual's mobility, independence, and physical well-being, and their grant today will provide 4 knee walkers, which are to be loaned out to those needing them. And the walkers then are later returned, cleaned, sanitized, and inspected so that they can be loaned out to others again. And accepting on behalf of the Give Ministry today is Carolyn Garver. Congratulations.
Thank you.
The Greater Dayton Public Television, most of us know that as Think TV, strengthens the communities they serve through programs and services that inspire, inform, educate, and engage. The joy of learning and the power of diverse perspectives. The grant they received today will provide a curriculum called Brush. It's a 52-week series of hands-on activities designed for 4 to 6-year-olds to teach them about dental health, while also including science, math, creative arts, and more. And the Think TV staff will work with the Council on Rural Services Head Start location here in Piqua and with the Early Childhood Education Centers at Upper Valley Career Center. And today from Think TV accepting the grant is Kitty Lensman.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Congratulations. The Johnston Farm Friends Council provides assistance in furthering the mission of the Johnston Farm and Indian Agency site, and it's located here north of Piqua. And each year, almost 5,000 students will visit the site and enjoy a tour of the Johnston Farmhouse and Springhouse. They'll receive a guided tour of the Ohio Indian and Canal Museum and also a ride on the famous General Harrison, which is a replica canal boat. The grant they received today will help update the lighting in the museum to a more energy efficient status. And Andy Height, the site manager for the Johnston Farm and Indian Agency, is accepting the grant.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. The Miami County Early Childhood Focus Group is a collaboration of numerous local education groups, including Piqua Parents as Teachers, Upper Valley Career Center, Child Care Choices, and others. And together they are working to advocate, collaborate, and provide affordable and accessible, cutting-edge professional development and resources for those teaching and caring for young children in our region. And they're receiving a grant today to bring a nationally known presenter to the area to deliver a keynote presentation about building resilience in young children and their families. And accepting today from Piqua Parents as Teachers is Adele Penrod, and from the Upper Valley Career Center, Natalie Heath.
Thanks, Steve.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
The Miami County Park District's mission is to acquire and manage outstanding natural resources for the purpose of preservation, conservation, education, and passive leisure activities for citizens of Miami County. And the grant they are receiving today provide high-adventure tree climbing experiences for one day of their Hug the Earth Festival. And accepting today are both the naturalist at the Park District, Casey Reed, and Cinda Hanbush Pinkerton. Hi, Cinda.
Hi.
How are you? Casey.
Thank you very much.
I always get a kick out of, when I see Cinda, I think of the banana slugs. Okay. Piqua City Schools provide a safe and nurturing environment in which students can achieve academic excellence and prepare for the future. And the schools are receiving 2 grants today. The first grant was written by Lisa Fitchhands, a 4th grade math teacher from Bennett Intermediate School, and her grant will provide a classroom set of Chromebook computers for use by the 4th grade students to work on both math skills and problem solving. And the ultimate goal, of course, is to meet student needs, improve those math scores. And Lisa is accepting today's grant.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, congratulations. And the second grant for the schools today will help to provide appropriate signage in the Piqua High School weight room. And these include signs to show weight goals, as well as display the names of former and current students who have reached those goals. And accepting today is the Indians' head football coach, Bill Neese. The Piqua Compassion Network defines its mission as working to meet the legitimate social, physical, and spiritual needs of those in Piqua who are in crisis or unable to overcome a life situation without help. They offer a hand up, not a handout, by empowering individuals to move forward from crisis and poverty. In order to present their organization to a wider audience, they need to develop a website that clearly communicates the values of the Compassion Network. And this grant will help support the development of that website. And accepting today is the Executive Director of the Piqua Compassion Network, Ann Hoover.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations. The Piqua Juvenile Education Fund provides a forum between the Piqua Police Department and Piqua community members in an effort to provide children with the information and skills they need to live drug and violence-free lives. This group has recently initiated a campaign to provide carbon monoxide detectors for Piqua residents and their families. Homeowners and tenants who qualify will be educated in the dangers of carbon monoxide poisoning in addition to receiving a smoke and carbon monoxide detector. And here today, accepting on behalf of the firefighters, is Nikki Reese. Welcome. Senior Independence is part of the Ohio Presbyterian Retirement Services and is an organization which provides skilled and non-skilled home health care, wellness, preventive care, service coordination, transportation, technology services, hospice, and support groups to older adults and their caregivers. And their grant will help improve the quality of life for residents at both the Sunset Village and Westgate Village apartments in Piqua by providing funding to conduct social occasions such as movie nights. And the grant today is being accepted by Betsy Vandenhoevel.
Thank you.
You're welcome. The UVMC Foundation is a charitable organization whose purpose is to support the mission of the Upper Valley Medical Center. Last year, they brought a program called Rachel's Challenge to Miami County schools. This internationally recognized program is dedicated to creating safe, connected school environments by starting a chain reaction of kindness and compassion that transforms schools and communities. Far more than discouraging bullying, the program provides a framework for young people to reach out to others and make a positive difference in each other's lives. And the grant will help to fund the program into the 2015-2016 school year. And accepting the grant today is the Executive Director of the UVMC Foundation, Kathy Scarborough. Welcome. Congratulations. Our last grant today goes to the Western Ohio Television Consortium. And they're responsible for the new Piqua TV5. WOTVC operates a community-based channel working closely with the City of Piqua, the Piqua City Schools, Upper Valley Career Center, Edison Community College, and the Piqua Public Library. WOTVC is constantly striving to stay on the cutting edge of programming, and the grant they received today will allow the purchase of production equipment to allow live streaming of WOTVC programs for those who are outside the reach of the local access broadcast. And accepting today is the Executive Director, Jennifer Welker of WOTVC, and Ryan Kuhl is also our videographer today.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. And thank you to WOTVC for recording this. Well, as I said, that doesn't take a long time. You have your money and your grants, and we will dismiss you shortly. Before we conclude, I do want to remind you in your packets, and for many of you that have received these grants before, we consider it a privilege to be able to fund your organization. We appreciate the good work you do, and we like to hear about the successes of your projects. And with that said, we ask you to complete a reporting form that's included in your envelope when your project is completed, giving us an update of how things went, confirmation that the program was successful and the monies were utilized. We'll accept pictures anytime. We oftentimes will use much of this information in our quarterly newsletters. I will remind you that in order to be able to qualify for a future grant from the Piqua Community Foundation, it's imperative that you return this report to us, and in a timely fashion, please. We ask that for non-school grants, you have 12 months to return that, although we would expect probably to be sooner. For school grants, we like it to be received before the end of that school year, but in recognition of this being the 7th of May, we would expect that that timeline will be extended for you, and would just ask for you to return that report as soon as you have your project finished. Included in this information also will be Piqua Community Foundation logo that we would ask you to use on your advertising publications. And if by chance you have the opportunity to mention in the press about your projects, we would appreciate and expect that you would give the Piqua Community Foundation some recognition for helping to support that project. If you wish to receive any of this information digitally, Karen can provide that for you. This concludes today's program. I'm going to ask again for you to stay for just a few minutes for a group picture. And again, we applaud you. We congratulate you for the great work that you do inside the Piqua community and the area, and also in the education of our students. We're proud to be able to assist, again, in a small way. We encourage you to continue to submit applications, and we'll do everything we can to fund those worthy projects. With that today, I failed to mention that we would applaud the recipients after we handed them out. I thank you for reminding me to applaud everybody. So, with that, we are finished. Thank you for your attendance.